Growing up, Graham made sure I stayed second. He was the family trophy, valedictorian, MIT bound, the son mom introduced before dessert like a headline. I was practical. While he stacked internships, I was sent to summer shifts at Fulmer. Distribution, steel toe boots, AM punch-ins, heat that stuck to your lungs. The warehouse taught me what my family never valued. Logistics isn't a clean formula on a slide deck. It's noise, it's sweat, it's one mislabeled pallet turning into a six-figure mistake. I watched bottlenecks form in real time. I saw how workers were rooted around broken systems long before management admitted they were broken. I memorized everything. After college, Graham and his polished friends launched VectorFlow, an AI logistics startup. The irony was brutal. He built software for a world I knew by muscle memory. VectorFlow exploded. Funding rounds, panels, podcasts, at family reunions. My parents discussed his valuation like it was the weather. Graham would clap my shoulder. Still in steel toes, Mara? Somebody gotta keep the wheels turning. He never asked why I kept switching warehouses. Never noticed my pointed questions about his optimization claims. He couldn't imagine I was studying him. Those jobs weren't jobs. They were research. I built my own system, less flashy, more honest. It treated warehouses like living ecosystems, not need diagrams. It boosted efficiency by over 30% because it respected the floor. I started consulting quietly. No press, no LinkedIn noise. Clients multiplied. And slowly, without drama, a few of Graham's biggest accounts drifted away. I reinvested everything. Drove my old Honda. Wore the same thrift store coat to family dinners. Being underestimated was camouflage. Then Thanksgiving arrived. Graham's new electric car hummed in the driveway. His voice filled the house before he even took off his coat. The table tilted toward him like gravity had a favorite. An aunt smiled at me sweetly. "How's the warehouse?" "Steady," I said. Pity wrapped in a smile tastes the same every year. I left early. Back in my apartment, I opened my laptop. 17 missed calls blinked from my portfolio manager, Elise Hart. She answered on the first ring. "Mara, VectorFlow's Q3 report dropped. It's bad." I sat at my kitchen table, Thanksgiving laughter still echoing in my ears. Reed's old voice floated back too, telling me $10 million stakes weren't for warehouse girls. "How bad?" I asked. "Revenue projections down 40%. Cash burn up. And a competitor shipped a product that works outside of demos." She lowered her voice. "If we withdraw, they'll hit restructuring within weeks." 3 layers of entities hid my name. On paper, I didn't exist, but Elise knew exactly who she worked for. "What are my options?" "Feed it more money and pray," she said, "or liquidate. Salvage what can be sold, and let Graham lose control." I pictured his patronizing grin. "Liquidate," I said. "Full withdrawal. Monday morning." Silence. "That's 94 million, she reminded me. "I know." "Block reads and transfers. Freeze everything before he sends it. Paperwork at 8, she said quietly. Monday at 8:47 a.m. Graham called. I let it ring once, then answered. "Mara." He was breathless. "Our lead investor. Pulled 94 million overnight. Lawyers are here. Do you know anyone who could replace that?" "I'm sorry," I said gently. "That's enormous. You don't understand." He snapped. Then the bravado drained. "Please don't tell mom and dad." "Not yet. Of course." I hung up and watched my phone buzz itself, tired. By Wednesday, tech blogs were feasting. Miracle startup faces sudden collapse. By Friday, my CFO called, barely containing the thrill. Ups, Amazon, and FedEx want to switch to us immediately. Combined revenue, 67 million a year. "Take them," I said. "Put Jennifer on transitions." That night, Dad called. His voice had a careful edge I'd never heard before. "Mara." Graham found a name in the investor paperwork. "Mara Vance. Does that mean anything to you?" "Vance is my name," I said softly. "It's on my driver's license, Dad." "That doesn't make me a venture capitalist." He exhaled, almost laughing in relief. "Right. Of course. Your brother's unraveling." After we hung up, I called Elise. "Execute phase 2, I said. "Offer to buy the assets out of restructuring. Keep the warehouse staff." By Tuesday, Meridian Mine in everything but letterhead filed to acquire Vectorflow's salvageable contracts and key engineers. Mom invited me to dinner. Just us, she said. Graham was already there when I arrived. Hollow-eyed. A man who'd watch his name slide off the building. He shoved a folder across the table. They traced Mara Vance to this address. His voice shook. Tell me you didn't do this. I looked at my parents. Hope. Fear. That old certainty that I was harmless. Then I set my warehouse badge on the table. I did, I said. Not out of spite. Out of math. The room went still. Your product didn't work, Graham. You sold promises and called it genius. Dad's hands trembled as he picked up the badge. We were wrong, he whispered. Mom nodded, crying quietly. Reed's block 2 million surfaced like a cough. The jokes, the laughter, the way my silence had been mistaken for emptiness. I'm buying what's worth saving, I continued. Your people get paid. Clients get a system that actually runs. And you get a choice. Graham swallowed. Join my operations team. Learn the floor. Or walk away. For the first time in our lives, he looked at me without a category ready. Outside, my Honda waited in the dark. I drove home smiling. Not small, not loud,